Hello everyone. Welcome back to Yoruba Life class, and thank you so much for joining me today. As usual, I hope you guys have been doing well. It's been a really busy week for me, but I'm happy to be here and looking forward to teaching you all. Thank you so much for joining. So as usual, I'm gonna be sharing my screen so you can see what I am teaching today. And there's gonna be a quick switch, but yeah, don't mind that. Yeah, here we go. And I have this right here. Ẹ káàárọ̀, ọ̀sán la wà ń bí báyìí ṣùgbọ́n yeah, kò sí wàhálà. Ẹ káàárọ̀, ẹ káàsán, ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́, ẹ kú ọjọ́ òní níbikíbi tí ẹ bá wà, ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Ẹ ṣeun gan ni tí ẹ darapọ̀ wá lénìí. Ẹ kú ọ̀sán, ọ̀sán ni mo máa sọ fún yín torí ọ̀sán ni èmi wà ń bí báyìí. Ẹ káàsán. All right, so this is what we will be talking about today. And if you saw my video that I posted yesterday for the life lesson timer, and you see it's a bit dramatic, like, but one thing that is absolutely crucial in Yoruba culture is the use of courtesy. It is absolutely important that you show good mannerism when you're among Yoruba people. So that's why today we're going to be learning Yoruba pronouns. Okay, today we're just going to focus on two aspects of it, which is the use of e and yín. Ẹ káàárọ̀, ọ̀sán ni mo wà níbí báyìí ṣùgbọ́n ẹ káàárọ̀, ẹ káàsán, dáadáa ni mo wà, ẹ ṣeun gan. Ṣé àlàáfíà lẹ̀yin náà wà? So as you can see on my screen, we're going to be talking about two specific pronouns. So one is e and the other is yín. Oh my goodness, yeah. Well, you're fortunate that everybody laughed when you said Oshe to your grandmother, but some people were like, what are you doing? Where are you from? And all of that. So yes, today we're going to learn how to appropriately use honorific pronouns in Yoruba. It is lovely to be able to speak Yoruba, but most importantly, it is nice if you're able to use it correctly. Say the Yoruba words correctly. All right. So the first one we're going to focus on is e. E, the use of e. E in Yoruba language is used for four different purposes, four of them. The first one here is there. So, first, e is used as honorific prefix. Okay? Honorific prefix. Now, these prefixes are used a bit slightly from the way it's used in English. So you understand when you had a prefix to an English word, it kind of changed the meaning of the prefix in English. Ẹ káàárọ̀. So for example, if you have the word happy in English, to be happy, and you add the prefix on before happy, it becomes unhappy. And it kind of changed the meaning of happy to unhappy, which is positive and negative. Now, prefix in Yoruba works a little bit different. Although we had that new word to it, but in this case, rather than changing the entire meaning of the word, it actually changed the politeness level of the word. Okay, so that is what e stands for when it is used as honorific prefix. Now look at the first example we have there, which is ẹ wò ó. Ẹ wò. Ẹ wò. Now this ẹ here is showing a politeness level. You're speaking to someone politely. So you could decide to speak politely to a younger person. if you're someone who has grandparents do this a lot. They love to talk to their grandchildren using the polite form. Ọmọ mi, ọkọ mi, ṣé dáadáa lẹ wà. They use the which is the politeness form, and they're just showing that they love their grandchildren. So honorific prefix, we use at the beginning of words. Wo, look at it. Jókòó, jókòó. So if you want to give a command or you want to make a request as well as give instruction, you want to use the honorific prefix in whatever situation you are. So please remember to use whenever you're meeting a Yoruba person. Okay? And the next example we have there is ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ, which means let's go. All right? Let's go. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ. And then the last example we have there is ẹ mu omi díẹ̀. Ẹ mu omi díẹ̀. Drink some water or drink a little bit of water. Ẹ mu omi díẹ̀. Okay, so I hope you understand how to use the honorific prefix wo, jókòó, jẹ́ ká lọ, mu omi díẹ̀. And always remember that when honorific prefix is used, it always comes before a verb. Okay, always. You have a verb and then this honorific prefix comes before it. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ. Like we see there. So now let's look at some of the vocabularies that we use in the sentence, which the first one is wo. Wo. I hope you're trying to pronounce this word as I'm saying it, because we're not just here to listen to me. I want you to practice as well. And also remember to share the video with your friends so that they can join and learn Yoruba as well. And to everyone who has been sharing it, thank you so much. I am so happy that you're doing this, and I'm happy that you're joining me here. All right. So, wo. Wo means to look or to watch. Wo. 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 Look at it. Mo wo. Mo wo, re, mo wo, I watch or I look. Mo wo, àwọn ọmọ yẹn, I look at the children or I watched the children. So that is wo or wo. Okay? Wo or wo. They both mean to watch. All right? Or to look. Ẹ wo, àwọn ọmọ yẹn, or ẹ wò. Look at it. Okay, and the next vocab on there is jókòó. Jókòó. Jókòó, to sit. So jókòó has a tone mark. Me. Sometimes, or should I say most times, when we're talking among one another, jókòó is pronounced as jókòó. That is what you would hear a lot, like jókòó, domi. You don't hear the jókòó, jókòó. So most time you would hear jókòó. Jókòó síbẹ̀. Oh, gbọ́ mi ni, mo ní kó jókòó. So jókòó is used a lot. So whether you hear jókòó or jókòó, they both mean to sit. But please note, if you're going to write it down, it has to be jókòó or jókòó. Jókòó. Try to pronounce it so you can see the difference in the pronunciation. Jókòó, jókòó, to sit. Okay? But know that when you're speaking, jókòó is common. All right? Ẹ jókòó. Now, the next vocab we have there is a phrase. So we have jẹ́ ká. Jẹ́ ká. Jẹ́ ká means let us. Okay, let us do something. Jẹ́ ká lọ, let us go. Jẹ́ ká jẹun, let us eat. Jẹ́ ká sùn, let us sleep. So jẹ́ is always used together with ká to mean let us do something. Ká is the contraction of the word ki and a. Ki and a. So a is we or us. Je, ka. So when it's contracted together, ki, a becomes ka. So we have je ka, let us do something. All right. So je ka lo, let us go, let us sleep, let us stand up. Je ka dide. So je ka is only used among groups of people. You can't just say to someone by yourself, if you want to go, when you say je ka lo, no. It's not for one person. It's used for a group of people. Okay? Je ka lo. Je ka lo, let us go. Be polite. All right. So the next one there is mu. Mu means to drink. Mu has the tone mark re. Mu, to drink. Okay? Mu can also mean to pick or to take. Mu, with the tone mark re. Mu, to drink. And the next one there is omi. Or who can tell me if they remember the tone mark on omi? I gave you a tip on how to remember what tone mark is on this type of word in the last lesson we did when I did the last live class. So omi, who can guess what tone mark is on omi? Okay, I'll be waiting to read from you. And the last vocabulary in here is die. Die. So if you're looking at the word die, omi, oh, well done, you tried, but it is re, because it sounds natural. Omi, re. So what you wrote is omi, and there is nothing like that in Yoruba. But well done for trying. So that's omi, but this is omi, re. Well done. Right, so the last one is, don't worry, you will understand eventually. Just keep trying. I like the fact that you tried. That's an effort. And we all make mistakes and we learn from mistakes, all right? Okay, so the next one is die. Now, if you look at this word in a glance, die, without a tone mark on it, it looks like die. But that's not what it is. I was speaking to one of my students one day and they're like, oh, what is die doing? I'm like, no, that is not die. That is die. It looks like die, but it doesn't sound like die. And the tone mark needs to be on it. Mi, do. Die. Mi, do. Die. And die means little bit. So you could say to them, mommy dear, drink a little bit of water, or drink some water, or dear, give me a little bit of food. I just want small food. I don't want too much. Dear. Okay, so this is how you use in this first bit. Honorific prefix. Please let me know if you have any question on this particular one that we just covered. As an honorific prefix always come before a verb, and you use it when you're giving a request or a command or giving an instruction. Okay, with those examples: ejo, ejoko, ejekalo, emu, omi, die. Okay, well done, everyone. So now we're going to the next slide and we will see what is used for second. Here we are. So we have as honorific you. So say, for example, you want to speak to your older sister and you say, oh, you did that, or you gave me that, or you went out, or you do something. You use okay? So in the video I uploaded yesterday, I used the word ṣó jẹun, and the next thing was a slap on the face. So instead of saying ṣó jẹun to an older person, what is the difference between die for little bit and die for become, as in you become? Oh, die is different from die. Die is mido. Die. And to become, though, is not die. That is not really what it is. So to become something is od, or od, you became something. Od, so. Die is to become. Re, di. That is what to become is. So if I said, oh, I became a teacher, mo di olùkọ́, is not part of it. Is not there. I hope I answered your question. Okay, so die is little bit or small or just a little. Oh, you're welcome. No worries. Okay, so ṣó jẹun. That is what you would say to your friend or someone that is younger to you. Now, someone that is younger to you, but you have a relationship with them. If your boss at work is younger than you are, do not ever say ṣó. If you don't want to get fired, do not ever use the word ṣó at work, okay? It is have to be But if it is someone that you know, you guys have a rapport between yourself, ṣó jẹun, kí ló fẹ́ ṣe, you can say that. But on acquaintances, to someone in a position of authority, please stick with ṣé ẹ fẹ́ jẹun. Ṣé ẹ fẹ́ jẹun. Do you want to eat? So that is what I should have. That is the correct way I should have approached my boss in that video. Then I wouldn't have had a slap on my face. Okay, so ṣé ẹ fẹ́ jẹun. So if you want to speak to your grandma, or you want to speak to your parents or older people, the aunties and the uncles that are always there in the corner staring at you like, what are you doing? Say to them ṣé ẹ fẹ́, and they will really love you for that. Okay, and the next example we have there is ẹ máa lọ lọ́la. Ẹ máa lọ lọ́la. Ẹ máa lọ lọ́la is you will go tomorrow. You will go tomorrow. Ẹ máa lọ lọ́la. So the next sentence is ẹ sọ pé ẹ máa pè mí. Ẹ sọ pé ẹ máa pè mí. Ẹ sọ pé ẹ máa pè mí. You said you will call me. Ẹ sọ pé ẹ máa pè mí. Okay, let's look at the vocabularies in these sentences. The first one is fẹ́. 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 Now, fẹ́ has a lot of different meanings. Fẹ́ can mean to want. Okay, I want this, I want that. Mo fẹ́ eléyìí, mo fẹ́ yẹn. Fẹ́ can also mean to date. This is the person I'm dating. Ẹni tí mò ń fẹ́ lélẹ̀. Okay, fẹ́ can as well mean to marry. This is the beauty of Yoruba language, and it's also the headache for some people, especially new learners. They're like, how can one word have the same different meanings and all of that? So fẹ́ can mean to date or to marry. Ta wá ni ẹ fẹ́ báyìí? Who did you marry? Ta lẹ fẹ́? So it is fẹ́, to marry, to date, to want. Okay? But in the context of this sentence, it is to want. Kí lẹ fẹ́ jẹ? Ṣé ẹ fẹ́ jẹun? Do you want to eat? Okay? All right. The next one is jẹun. 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 I hope you are following up as I am pronouncing it. You're saying it after me. Jẹun. Jẹun is to eat. Jẹun actually is a contraction of the word jẹ and ohun. Because if you look at jẹun, completely means to eat something. To eat something, because ohun is a thing. So jẹ ohun contracted becomes jẹun, to eat something. So if someone says to you, ṣé fẹ́ jẹun, they're asking you, do you want to eat something? Okay, whatever that thing is jẹun, to eat something. And the next one there is lọ́la. 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 Lọ́la also is a contraction of two words, which are ní and ọ̀la. Ọ̀la. Ní ọ̀la. Tomorrow. Ní ọ̀la. When it contracts together, it becomes lọ́la. 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 Ní ọ̀la. Mo máa lọ lọ́la. Ẹ máa lọ lọ́la. A máa lọ lọ́la. Ó máa lọ lọ́la. We will go tomorrow. You will go tomorrow. They will go tomorrow. A máa lọ lọ́la. Okay. If there is anything that is confusing here, please do let me know. Send me your questions and I'll be happy to answer you. Okay? All right. So, the next one is sọ. Sọ. Sọ means to say or to tell. Okay? Sọ, to say or to tell. Ẹ sọ pé, you said that. Ẹ sọ pé, you said that. Ẹ sọ pé ẹ máa wá, you said you would come. Ẹ sọ pé ẹ fẹ́ sùn, you said you want to sleep. Okay, why does ní turns into lí for lọ́la? Okay, so that is the rule. All right, I'm going to cover this as well in a lesson. Don't worry. I'll try and cover this in a future lesson. But take note that whenever ní comes before a vowel in another word, it turns to lí and it contracts. Ní ọ̀la. Ní will become lí. That is the rule. So whenever ní comes before ọ̀la, or comes before a vowel in the beginning of a word, it becomes lí. So you have lọ́la, ní ọ̀la. When you're writing, you can write lọ́la or ní ọ̀la. They are both correct. But when you're speaking, you would hear lọ́la a lot. Lí, lọ́la, lọ́la. That's what you would hear a lot. If you say mo máa lọ ní ọ̀la, people would look at you like, are you just learning Yoruba or something? Because you sound a little bit weird. You're correct, just a little bit weird. Yeah. Yes, contraction happens a lot in Yoruba language. Yes, that is correct. Lọ́jọ́ instead of ní ọjọ́. Now, if you're going to write that down, it has to be ní ọjọ́. But when you're saying it, it is lọ́jọ́. Lọ́jọ́ kan báyìí tí mò ń lọ. So lọ́jọ́ is correct when you're saying it, but ní ọjọ́ is what you would write. So there is a lot of contraction in Yoruba, a lot that comes up in Yoruba. So I'm going to cover contractions in a lesson. Don't worry. I promise I'll do that. There's been quite a lot of people that ask me about, contraction and this, what happened, why does this change? So I am going to try and cover that in a lesson. So ní ọ̀la becomes lọ́la. All right. I hope we are okay with the explanation of this very one. Ẹ as the honorific you. So you want to speak to your mom. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, mo fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan. Ṣé ẹ máa lọ? Ṣé kí n bá not ẹ. So ẹ wá, ẹ jókòó, ẹ jẹun. All of that is ẹ. Okay? Do let me know if you understand what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so we will go to the next slide and we will see the third use of ẹ, which is this one. Okay, so the third use of ẹ is this one. Now, this is a bit confusing because normally they say to you that, oh, when you want to speak to someone older than you, you need to use the word ẹ. That's correct, unless you are using it as an object. So the previous one that we looked at, ẹ as an honorific you, always comes as a subject. So the subject of the sentence is honorific you. But when the person you're talking about is the object, then you cannot use ẹ for honorific you. What I'm trying to explain is, look at this example here. Mo sọ fún ẹ, I told you. Now, this is a casual you or your. This is a casual one. You would not say to an older person, you would not say to your parent that mo sọ fún ẹ. If your parents are anything like my folks, the next thing landing on your face is this lap. Ṣé mi ló ń bá sọ̀rọ̀? Ó sọ fún ẹ? No. So it's a little bit confusing as to know when ẹ is honorific you or a casual you. So take note of that. When ẹ in the sentence is used as the object of that sentence, then it is casual. But if it is used as the subject of that sentence, then it is honorific. Okay, so if we look at the example, the first example here, mo sọ fún ẹ, I told you. I here is the subject and you is the object. Okay, so I is the one doing something to you. Okay, so that is why you here is casual, is the object, and I is the subject. I don't know if you understood my explanation. I'm just trying to give you the tips and the tricks to understand when ẹ is honorific and when it is casual. Okay? Mo sọ fún ẹ, I told you. This is honorific. This is casual, sorry. This is casual. Please do not use this for older person. Do not go and say, mo sọ fún ẹ. Please don't. Okay? And excuse me. The next one is owó ẹ̀dá. Owó ẹ̀dá. Owó ẹ̀dá. Where is your money? Where is your money? Again, ẹ in this sentence is used as an object. So someone is asking you, where is your money? So whenever ẹ here is used as an object, it is casual. Owó ẹ̀dá. Owó ẹ̀dá. So if you want to ask this kind of question from an older person, you will have to use a different honorific pronoun, which we're going to cover. Okay? We're going to cover that one. But be clear that with this one, when somebody say use ẹ, when you see a sentence and the ẹ is like the object in that sentence, know that it is casual. Okay? Mo sọ fún ẹ, I told you. Owó ẹ̀dá, where is your money? Wọ́n ò ní fún ẹ, they won't give you. Ẹ in all of this sentence is casual. And also the last sentence we have there is tieni. Tieni. It is yours. All of this is casual. Please take note of that. So, ẹ used as honorific is always a subject. Ẹ used as casual you or your is always an object. Okay? That is a trick to help you get which one is which. Ẹ and ẹ casual and ẹ honorific. Mo sọ fún ẹ pé, okay? That is casual. All right? So let's go to the next use of ẹ in Yoruba as a pronoun, and that is this one here. Okay, so the last use of in Yoruba is as a plural you. Okay, a plural you. So as I am talking to all of you now that are here with me, I will use because I'm talking to a group of people. Okay, so mo dúpẹ́ pé ẹ wà pẹ̀lú mi lénìí. Mo dúpẹ́ pé ẹ ń gbọ́ mi lénìí. So can you see the example used there? So is used for a group of people from 2 and above. Okay, so let's see the first example there. It says, ṣé ẹ ti jẹun tán? Ṣé ẹ ti jẹun tán? Have you all finished eating? Have you all finished doing what you're doing? Okay, so you in this situation is multiple people, a group of people, more than one person. Okay, so we use as honorific prefix, as honorific you, and as a casual you and your, which seems to be a tricky one. And then we use as a plural you. So the next sentence, please, can you use the last sentence on the casual page in an honorific form? Oh, yes, I will do that. So, like I said, when you want to use honorific form as an object, you use a different pronoun. So I'm going to do that in the next slide. I'm just going to finish with this one and then I'll go to the next slide and then we can do that. Okay? All right. So the last sentence in this one is ẹ máa jọlọ. Oh, that's all right. You're welcome. Ẹ máa jọlọ. Ẹ máa jọlọ. You will go together. You, as in all of you, will go together, or both of you. So probably you and your friend are going somewhere like, oh, ẹ máa jọlọ àbí? So 2 of you are going together, or both of you are going together, or all of you are going together. Ẹ máa jọlọ. That is how you use as a plural you. So this sentence can either be for honorific or plural. So if you want to say ṣé ẹ ti jẹun tán, you can say this to your grandma, to your brother, or to your older sister, and you just ask them, ṣé ẹ ti jẹun tán? That will be right. That will be perfectly correct. Okay? Because here it is used as a subject. Also, take note, when you're using as a plural, or you're using it as honorific, it is always the subject of a sentence. You can never go wrong when you use in your sentences. You will actually be loved by a lot of Yoruba people, especially the older generations, the grandmas, the granddads, and everyone like, oh wow, you will see how they relate with your parents. Like that. So always try to use when you're confused, you don't know what to say, or you don't know if this person is younger than me or is older than me. Yeah, I'm just going to go for okay? That will be lovely. All right. Can you please show the difference between plural and just one person with a sentence? Oh, okay. So if you're talking to one person and the person is younger than you, you would say ṣé o. In that sense, you would use o, okay? Rather than you use o. But if you're talking to an older person, whether the person is one person or two person, it is I think the idea of where comes about when we talk to older people is like, I am more than one person when it comes to relationship with me and you. I'm older than you. I can I'm probably twice your age, so I am two people of you. Kind of that idea. It is silly, but yeah, that is kind of where that idea is. Okay, so when you're talking to a person, but this one person is older than you, you need to use a. There is no difference. The same way you will talk to a group of people is the same way you will talk to this one person. Okay? Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ. Ṣé ẹ ti jẹun tán is the same way you talk to that one person that is older than you and a group of people. Okay? I hope I answered your question. But if it's just your friend or your siblings, younger siblings, if it's just a younger sibling, you can just say to them, ṣó fẹ́ jẹun, jẹ́ ká lọ, kí ló fẹ́ ṣe. Okay? Like that. So these are the 4 ways you use ẹ as an honorific pronoun in Yoruba. Honorific prefix, honorific you, casual you or your, and plural you. Okay, now let us look at how do you yes, it is a bit tricky, but trust me, the moment you understand it, boom, when it clicks, you're fine. You're good. You understand it. And that's how I'm giving you the tips and tricks of how to actually identify them when you see it in the sentence. So you think, oh, is this person the subject or the object of the sentence? Like that. Okay? Lovely. All right. So let us see the next pronoun that we want to talk about, which is yi, honorific yi, and is this one. Okay. So yi is both honorific and plural. There are no difference in the way you use them. The same way you would talk to an older person using yi is the same way you would talk to a group of people using yi. Okay, yi. So yi here is always an object. So remember that I said earlier in the sentence that I used before, when I say mo sọ fún ẹ, right? Mo sọ fún ẹ. That was the sentence we had from the casual you and your. Now, if you're talking to an older person, in that case, you will say mo sọ fún yín. Did you get it now? Mo sọ fún yín. Did I answer your question? Tobiloba, I think. Balogun. I hope I didn't massacre your name, but I guess so. So, mo sọ fún yín will be the way that you will say show honorific in an object of a sentence. So, when the older person you're talking to is appearing as the object of the sentence, you don't use ẹ, you will use yín. Yín. This is a bit of a tricky one to pronounce, but you go yín, yín. Mo sọ fún yín, it has the mi tone mark. Yín. A sọ fún yín. A sọ fún yín. We told you. A sọ fún yín. Okay? And the next one is wọ́n fẹ́ràn yín, they like you. Wọ́n fẹ́ràn yín, they like you. So let me actually go back to the casual form that I explained before and see how you can use yi here. Okay, so can you see the sentences here? Yes. So I understand the use of ẹ and yi in honorific, but the last sentence on the casual page for pronunciation, it seems tricky. Yes. So it seems really tricky, but if you're going to say it, you will say ti yín ni. Ti yín ni. Ti yín ni o. It is yours. It is a bit tricky, and that is why you need to practice pronunciation a lot. And I am planning to do videos on Yoruba pronunciation, the way you become effective in pronouncing Yoruba words. Okay, you're absolutely welcome. I'm glad I answered your question. So I'm going to be doing lessons on Yoruba word pronunciation, and it's going to be on my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed yet, please go do that now. So you'll see these lessons on there and you can practice your pronunciation. So tieni is casual. To make it honorific, it will be tiyini. Tiyini. Tieni, casual. Tiyini, honorific. They are both appearing as the object of the sentence. So take note of that and please be careful when you're expressing yourself to older ones or to someone unfamiliar. If you don't know them, make sure you're using your and you, please. Okay? All right. So this is all I have for you today. And I'm gonna look at the vocabs there. I think I didn't cover it earlier. Fún means to give. Mo fún wọn ní nǹkan, to give. But if you look at the sentence, the first sentence says mo sọ fún ẹ, which means I told you. So if fún means to give, what is fún doing in that sentence? This is another topic that I will cover as well. Yeah. Presently, I don't really do private lessons. I don't really do private lessons presently. And I don't really think I will. But we never know. We just see how it goes, okay? We just see how it goes. But I would continue to try my best to make Yoruba lessons available to all of you as much as I can through my podcast, my YouTube classes, and my Instagram and TikTok. So lessons will always be there for you. Yes, so you can, thank you. Yes, it is there. So, in Yoruba, there is a lot of the use of a phrasal verb. You're welcome. So, phrasal verb in Yoruba is just slightly different from the way phrasal verbs are used in English. So means to say, and fún means to give. But when these two verbs are used together, it gives you a different meaning, which is often like in the past. So fún, this I am saying this thing, and I am saying this thing, giving this thing that I am saying to you. It doesn't really make sense, but that is the closest explanation. So, mo sọ fún ẹ, when you're saying something, you're saying it to someone. It's more like you're giving it to someone. It's not physical, it's verbal. So, mo sọ fún ẹ, I am giving this saying to you. So, and fún in this, thank you so much, you're welcome. So and fún together in this phrasal verb becomes told. Mo sọ fún ẹ, I told you. Okay, so this use of double verbs in Yoruba is very common, and it can be confusing if you don't understand the logic behind it, because naturally, if you saw the word so and fún, you would like, I say give you? Really? No. It is a bit tricky and funny, but the more you look into Yoruba words, the more you will understand, okay? So come to understand that when there are double verbs used together in Yoruba, it is called phrasal verb, and they often have a different meaning. Okay, now the last word here is wọ́n. Now wọ́n means they. It can also mean them. Okay, but wọ́n in here means they. Wọ́n ò ní fún ẹ. They won't give you. Wọ́n ò ní fún ẹ. Now if you want to turn wọ́n ò ní fún ẹ to an honorific saying, it will become wọ́n ò ní fún yín. Wọ́n ò ní fún yín. Okay? Wọ́n ò ní fún yín. So, ẹ here will become yín. Wọ́n ò ní fún yín. Wọ́n ò ní fún ẹ. Okay? So, let's go back to the sentence from the honorific yín and look at them, which is this one. So, ó pẹ́ yín díẹ̀. Ó pẹ́ yín díẹ̀. You are a bit late. So, díẹ̀ means to be late. Díẹ̀ means a little bit. Okay? A little bit. So, it's either a little or small or bit, or used together. A little bit. Ó pẹ́ yín díẹ̀. Oh, you're a little bit late today. Oh, you're late today. Ó pẹ́ yín díẹ̀ lénìí. Okay? So, a sọ fún yín, we told you. Can you see the sọ and fún again as told? Sọ fún, told. A sọ fún yín, we told you. Wọ́n fẹ́ràn yín, they like you. And ó pẹ́ yín díẹ̀. You are a bit late. And a quick look at the vocabs. A means we. And it is taken from the word àwa. Àwa also means we. But the way àwa is used in the sentence is a bit different from the way a is used in a sentence. So all of these breakdowns is something I'm going to cover in lessons. Okay? So look out for them. And fẹ́ràn means to like. Mo fẹ́ràn ẹ, I like you. Mo fẹ́ràn yín, I like you. So mo fẹ́ràn ẹ is casual. Mo fẹ́ràn yín is honorific. Okay? Fẹ́ràn. And pẹ́ is to be late or delayed. Pẹ́, to be late or delayed. Okay? So thank you so much everyone for joining me today. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for coming to today's lesson. And next week we're going to be looking at another set of pronouns. Okay? Oh, you're welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate your support. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. Yeah, ẹ ṣeun gan ni. Ẹ ṣé, mo dúpẹ́. Inú mi dùn pé ẹ wá lẹ́ni torí tí ẹ bá sí níbí báyìí. Kò sí bí mo ṣe máa kọ́ yín. Can you understand my Yoruba? Mo fẹ́ máa sọ Yoruba dáadáa sí. I want to try and speak more Yoruba. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n wò. Ṣé nǹkan tí mo sọ yìí ṣó yé yín? Kí ni mo sọ? Ṣé lè sọ fún mi? Ṣọ́rọ̀ mi yé yín? Okay, I'll keep trying to speak Yoruba as much as possible. Ẹ ṣeun gan ni. Ẹ ṣé, mo dúpẹ́. Thank you all so much for coming today. Oh, lovely. Good. That is lovely. That's good. All right. Ẹ ṣeun gan ni. Okay, that is all for today. Àríjù báyìí lọ lórí ẹ̀kọ́ tèmi, ṣùgbọ́n màá tún rí yín ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀. I'll see you next week. Okay? Oh, that's lovely. You understand? That is really good. You just need to practice pronunciation more. And I know it can be difficult and discouraging sometimes because a lot of people get language shamed, which is so crazy. I don't know. They laugh at you when you try to speak. They make fun of you and all of that. But this year, 2020, we're doing it together. You're going to learn to speak no matter what they say, no matter what they do. If they like, they laugh. There is a proverb in Yoruba that says, Ìwọ fà lẹ́nu. Nǹkan tó bá ní ẹ lẹ́nu ló lè fi ṣe kíni, ló lè fi ṣe. So, this your mouth is yours. All right? Whatever you like, you can do with your life, with your mouth. So don't let it bother you. That's their choice. Okay? So you try as much as possible. Exactly. So you try as much as possible to focus on why you're learning Yoruba. Understand why you want to do it. You're doing it for yourself, not for anybody else. So I understand it can be difficult because I'm a language learner myself. And I feel really terrified when I want to speak the language that I'm learning. And like, oh, how do I say that? But we have to overcome that. Okay. So please keep trying and do the best you can. And I will see you all next week Friday. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Ó dàbọ̀, ẹ ṣeun gan ni.